If you're interested to learn how to make okra soup just like this, please keep on watching and I'll take you through all the steps to achieve the perfect okra soup. Hi guys, welcome to Minastic More. Actually, there's no time to wait for it today. I'm excited and pumped up about this dish. Fun fact, did you know that the Milli Rock or the Milli Rocky dance move, you know that dance move that you go, it was discovered in Africa centuries ago. Before it traveled seas and oceans, it was then refined and polished, and then it's given to us today with 2 hands. But before, it was only done with 1 hand when our forefathers were what? Eating okra soup with poundo yam, with eba, with fufu. They did the Milli Rock and they did it really well. You don't have to go on YouTube and type how to, you just need to watch this video and cook this soup and you will learn how to Milli Rock. Today we are making assorted meat okra soup. Okra soup can be eaten with poundo yam, that's yam flour. It could be eaten with gari eba, that's cassava flour. It could be eaten with fufu. Fufu is also cassava flour, and it could also be eaten with oats. So if you get oats and you blend it dry, of course, and you can make it like you make pounded yam or you make eba, and you could eat it with this okra soup. We're making it crunchy, we're making it juicy. If you're interested to learn how to make this soup, or if you're interested to learn how to do the Milli Rock, keep watching and follow the steps through. Please do not forget to subscribe. Please do not forget to like, comment and share this video. It means that more people would be able to see this video when they search for how to make okra soup or how to Milli Rock, whichever one. That's it. Let's get to cooking, guys. No more dilly-dallying. You're wasting too much time. Let's go. To make assorted meat okra soup, we will need beef. Also need cow food. So we will need some shaki, and which is also called tripe. We will also need some Kpomo. As a personal preference, I like to season the beef separate from the rest of the assorted meat. Grated garlic and ginger. I've just grated a thumb size of ginger and 3 garlic. Seasoning cubes. These are Knorr cubes. We just need 2 seasoning cubes for the beef, and then the rest we'll use for the others, for the assorted meat. We need jumbo seasoning, a teaspoon. The hot and spicy seasoning, a teaspoon of the hot and spicy seasoning. You use Cameroonian pepper, which is also known as black pepper. Just half a teaspoon of this, and then you want to mix that all together. I'm just going to cover that and leave it to boil. Now you do not want to add water to that. All of the ingredients, all of the seasoning to get locked in. That way it tastes even nicer. And then after a bit of time you could add some water, but for at least the first 5 minutes I'll advise to not add water. This pot right here, I've put in the cow food, I've put in the shaki, and I've put in the Kpomo, and we're just going to repeat the same process. We will use 2 seasoning cubes, a teaspoon of jumbo chicken seasoning, a teaspoon of hot and spicy seasoning, half a teaspoon of the Cameroonian pepper, which a bit of water, just a tiny bit of water to get it going, and then we'll move on to the next phase. Okra, palm oil. We will need onions, which will be blended with peppers. I like my soup quite spicy. I'm going to use 3 Scotch bonnets, but depending on your level of tolerance for spicy food, you could go up a notch or you could come down a notch. But I'm also mixing this with the rest of my Cameroonian pepper. Also need some seasoning cubes. At least we will also need some jumbo chicken seasoning. Fine. So before we blend, it's been 10 minutes. We quickly want to have a look to see how our beef is coming along. I'm sure you can see that I didn't add any water to this, but you can see that it's generating its own stock. So again, we're just still going to leave this to boil for about 10 to 15 more minutes, and then we'll check to see if we need to help things along and add just a little bit of water. Now we're also going to have a quick look to see how that. All right, that looks like it's coming along really well as well. I want this properly cooked. I need it really soft and succulent. Prefer to cut it into halves like so, but I prefer to do quarters really. And then you want to chop it up nicely. That crunch is what we also need when we make the soup. Some people would prefer it whole like that. Actually, let's do halves for this. We're going to do a mix really. We'll do a mix, so we'll do some halves and then we'll do some quarters.
Twenty minutes later.
You want to cover this up just a little bit, not the whole way, but you want this oil to get really hot. And we use a certain term in Nigeria, we say we bleach the oil. Because flat is an open plan one, I don't want the whole house to smell of bleached oil or cooked oil, so I'm just going to cover this halfway and then open all the doors and windows.
5 minutes later.
So you want to add the blended peppers. If you have locust beans, feel free to add locust beans to this, but I don't have locust beans, so I'm just going to make do without. So I've added the peppers. Now I'm going to add crayfish and stir. And then when we come back, we'll add
A few minutes later.
Now we want to add our stock cubes. I'm using Knorr. We don't want to add a whole lot because we will be using the meat stock, and that already has a whole lot of seasoning in it as well. Half a teaspoon of the jumbo chicken seasoning. Again, we don't want a whole lot in there because we'll be adding the meat stock. Stir that nicely. I like to taste as I go. That is perfect. Ooh, it's got the right amount of kick, but because I want it a lot more spicy, I'm just going to add the rest of the black pepper. The black pepper is actually quite spicy, so if you're going to add Cameroonian pepper, you need to know how much. Now, it's at times like this I wish I had locust beans, but nevertheless, assorted meat is not the only thing we can have with okra soup, you know. So so we want to add just a little bit of the meat stock. Oh, it's settled, so I'm just going to bring that back up. We want to add just a little bit, not too much in here. We'll leave that to cook for a bit of time, and then we'll come back to add our assorted meat. We'll be right back. All right, beautiful people, it's time to add our assorted meat. There you have it. In it goes. Oh, this is giving me joy right now, so much joy. All right, so we're going to leave that in.
A few minutes later.
Right guys, right now we'll just need to add just a little bit more meat stock. Now you don't want to cook this for too long. Again, it all depends on your personal preference, really. I like my okra soup to have a little bit of crunch in it. So I don't want to cook this for too long and have it too soft. I'm just going to leave this on for a few more minutes, just a minute or two, and then as it goes. Again, like I said, I always like to taste when I'm cooking. I'm not even kidding you guys. Oof, it's got the right kick I was hoping for. It's juicy, it's tasty. Now, whilst this gets done, I will quickly go get pounded yam ready to go. There you have it, guys. This is ready to be eaten. Assorted meat okra soup.